You're listening to Brandon Sports Talk, interviewing professional athletes and Paralympians and Olympians. And now for your professional athlete interview and your host, Brandon P.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Charlotte Independence USL soccer, Clay Dimick. How are you doing today?
Good, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in playing in professional soccer?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I just fell in love with the game, and really just my love for the game continued to grow. And so when I was in high school, I knew I wanted to play in college, and then played in college. And then when I was doing well in college, I thought maybe I could give it a shot to make a career out of it. And so really, it was just my love for the game that started at a young age that got me where I am.
What was your experience like going to Belmont Abbey and getting to play collegiate soccer?
Yeah, so it was a smaller school. It's Division II, and I had a couple of Division I offers, but this was a school that was going to give me the most playing time right away, and I felt like that was big for my development. And long story short, I met my wife there. Really got strong in my faith there, and met some really good friends. So the experience going there was great, and I was definitely meant to go there. But yeah, I would say the reason I went there is to have a lot of playing time on the field.
What was that feeling like getting to put on that soccer jersey for Belmont Abbey and getting to represent them?
Yeah, I think it was a really cool feeling because of how close my teammates and I were there. Um, that was probably like the biggest takeaway from the school was the friends I made who played on the team with me. So it just meant more putting on the jersey when you had your brothers next to you who were doing the same.
Of course, while at Belmont Abbey, what was that experience like getting to play against teams like Mount Olive, University of Mount Olive, and Barton College?
Yeah, sorry, I lost you for a second. Yeah, it was good. There was a lot of in Division II. There's a lot of foreign players, so there's a lot of teams that have a good amount of foreign players. So it helps you with experience because they're usually older than you and have a higher playing experience. So for me, it was good to develop against those guys and see how I matched up against a bunch of foreign guys.
What was that experience like for you getting to compete alongside some of these foreign people that come through the college rankings?
Yeah, it was good. I think that was like one of the points where I thought I could have a career in the professional ranks because I was playing well against them, and I was making all conference teams along with these guys who were coming from professional academies in Europe. So that was kind of the point where I thought I had a realistic chance to make it.
While at Belmont Abbey as a collegiate athlete, what was that experience like getting to play with the West Virginia Allies?
That was really fun. So um, maybe for listeners who don't know, in the summer, teams will have college players come play for their teams, and it's a way to get more exposure and to keep playing in the summer. And so when the West Virginia team called, I thought it would be fun to go up there and have an experience of playing there and with a bunch of top college players from around the country. So it was really good for my development on and off the field.
Coming out of college, what was that experience like for you getting into professional and going internationally to play?
Yeah, so the when I was coming out of college, like coming from a small Division II school, it wasn't a simple road to go professional. So I had to kind of take whatever route was given to me. And the agent I was working with at the time had some connections in Australia, and so I took a gamble, moved over there for 5, 6 months, played over there to keep my career going, and waited for doors to open in the U.S. But yeah, it was good. It was tough going over there by myself, but it was a good stepping stone for sure.
What was that transition like from you from playing US soccer to going to Australia and playing professionally?
Yeah, it was tough because I went over there on my own, like I said, but it was good because it causes you to develop, step out of your comfort zone, and I'm a believer of when you step out of your comfort zone, that's when the most growth happens. So I learned a lot when I was there.
Of course, while in Australia, what was that like going to Gleeklum and getting to play for them?
It was good because I went over there for a different team at first, and had played against them at my second week. And as soon as we played against them, when the game ended, the coach reached out to me and my agent. So it was a cool feeling to be recruited like that and be wanted. So I thought I was honored that that happened. So it was definitely a neat experience, and made playing for them even more of an honor.
When coming back to the US, what was that experience like for you going to Charlotte Eagles and getting to play in the US again?
Yeah, so coming back to the U.S., my goal was always to have a career in the U.S. in the professional level, and I didn't have any offers right away coming back from Australia, so I needed to do something to get seen more, and the Charlotte Eagles was a good opportunity to do that. So I started playing for them in hopes to get seen by USL clubs, and in the long run, it worked out. But that was the goal of playing for the Eagles.
While playing with the Charlotte Eagles, what was that feeling like putting on that jersey and representing the city of Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yeah, it was really cool because it was the first time I was playing for a Charlotte team, and I obviously went to college here and um, have a lot of friends here. Really cool to be able to play in front of them.
Of course, what were some of your favorite memories and moments as a Charlotte Eagle?
I would say off the field, there's a bunch of fun times with the guys. We're a really close knit team, so the relationships we made and just being in the locker room, hanging out with the guys, and hanging out outside of soccer with them was probably the highlight of that summer.
For you, what was that feeling like, and how easy was it for you to go from the Charlotte Eagles to then come to the Charlotte Independence?
Yeah, so it started as just a trial. I was asked to come in for preseason, and it started at just like kind of like a trial and see how it goes. And obviously the level is higher and stuff. And the Independence had a really good team, and so it was a really cool experience to see how I trained with those guys. And I guess I was consistent enough and worked hard enough to continue to get asked back and continue to extend the trial. And then next thing you know, I was signing a contract. So it was a big step, but I feel like I deserved it and worked hard for it.
As a player, what is it like getting to play on League One versus League Two?
Yeah, I mean, you're going from amateur to professional, so everybody has a goal when they're growing up. They want to be a pro. So to actually achieve it and live it out is a great feeling, and I'm really humbled and honored that I'm able to do it and continue to do it. So it was awesome.
How was that feeling like for you getting to sign your first professional soccer contract?
It was kind of surreal because you work so hard for it for so long. And I think like my path, I'm so thankful that it wasn't a straight path and easy. I had to go through a lot of obstacles and a lot of challenges. And, when I did have the contract in front of me getting ready to sign it, it was just so surreal because it happened. You just sign it and then boom, you're back to work and training. Like I think I signed it before training one day, and then you're fighting for a spot in the team and fighting for playing time. So it's nice and it's like a relief, but at the same time, then the real work starts because you're trying to make a career out of it and not just make it a one-time thing.
How was that feeling like getting to put on that Charlotte Independence soccer jersey?
I take great pride and honor in it because I know like where I've come from to get to this level, and um, yeah, I pray that I never take it for granted, and I don't think I will. I love the club in the city, and it's home to me, so it makes it even that much more special that my career is in the city that I call home.
What is that feeling like getting to play in a big city like Charlotte?
Yeah, it's awesome. On an individual level, it's great because my family and friends are here, so my wife and kids can come to all the games, and then all my friends who want to come to the game, they can come as well. Sorry, I'll wait for the helicopter to pass. Yeah, so on an individual level, it's awesome because my wife and kids and my family and friends are all here, and um, we just have a great community that is able to come to the game and support us. So I'm really thankful for that. And then on a bigger stage, Charlotte is a great city, and it's a young, vibrant city, energetic, and um, a lot of fans are just like that. They come with great passion, and I think we're the best fans in the league. So definitely thankful for a city who supports us like they do.
Who are some of the teams that you face in your conference in for the Charlotte Independence?
So we play North Carolina FC, Greenville, Richmond. So those are like the closest teams to us, and then there's some teams in Colorado. There's a Northern Colorado, and then I'll just name. There's a lot, but I'll just name one more. Maybe Madison, Wisconsin. That's a fun one. They have a good environment out there.
What is that like getting to play against the North Carolina FC and being so close to Charlotte?
Yeah, well, that one's special because it's our rivals, and it always happens that we play them in the biggest games of the year, whether it's a game to go into first place, a game to make playoffs. This year, the USL final, Open Cup, whatever it is, we always match up against them in big games, and they don't like us, we don't like them, but we respect each other, and it's always fun and a good environment.
What are some of your game day routines and rituals like?
Um, my game day routine is pretty chill. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing superstitious. Just wake up, have a big breakfast with my kids and wife, and spend some family time, lay low. Uh, Usually don't think about the game, just kind of enjoy the family time, which is helpful on game days, take my mind off of it, and then um, get to the stadium about an hour and a half before, and then that's kind of when I start visualizing the game and thinking about the game. But before that, it's pretty low key and relaxing with the family.
Who are some of the players that you look up to in the soccer community?
Yeah, I would say like there's a couple players that I've watched growing up that I try to model my game after. Um Philip Lahm when he played with Germany and Bayern Munich. He's a reliable outside back and he's a great leader. So I really liked him as well as Aspilicueta for Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan, so watching him was fun and I like Philip Lahm. He's a consistent player, a hard worker. You can always rely on him, a captain, and as I am with Charlotte. So we play the same position, me and those guys, and so I look up to them in the way they play and the way they lead.
Of course, for Charlotte Independence, who are some of what place is your most favoritist to play at?
Ooh, besides our home stadium, I would have to throw in North Carolina FC because they have the nicest grass and a decent fan base, and then um, Madison and Richmond because they sell out their stadium and have like a really good fan base. So those are fun places to play at.
Of course, what are some of your favorite players that you have played against?
Played against, it's a tough one. Um, Probably back in my first year with Charlotte Independence, there was a couple players on Tampa Bay Rowdies. Poku was really good, center mid. Leo Fernandez is always good with Tampa Bay. Um, and then when Phoenix came into town and they had Solomon Asante, he was really good. So I would say those three would probably be some of the top ones.
For you, what does it mean to be a professional soccer player?
Oh, like I said, I'm really honored to be in the career that I am, and I don't take it for granted. I know how hard I've worked to get here, and how blessed I am to have this career. So, really, it's awesome, and it means a lot to me, and I'm just so thankful.
How is that feeling like getting to see your fans wearing your Charlotte Independence jersey and asking for your autographs and photos with you?
Oh, it's a great feeling because I remember when I was growing up, like being one of those kids who would try to get an autograph after the games and try to get a jersey after the game. So being in a position to do that to other kids and hopefully have an impact on them is a special place to be.
What are some of your future plans in your soccer career moving forward?
Yeah, so some of my plans now, I'm going through an injury right now, so obviously get healthy and come back and um, bring a trophy to Charlotte. We were really close this year, but as a captain, that's my main goal is just to make this club successful and do what I can to help us get a trophy to Charlotte.
What is that like being a captain and leading your team to hopefully winning a trophy?
It's awesome. When I was named the captain, I just felt like great pride and thankfulness to be named the captain, and so I want to do everything I can in my control to make the guys around me better and make the team better. And it's a lot of work, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It's a special special role for sure. So I'm humbled and honored to have it.
What advice would you give those future college athletes out there that are looking to play in collegiate soccer?
I would say to enjoy the moment because it goes by fast. So enjoy the moment with your teammates and don't get so bogged down into the frustrations that you might be going through, but just be present, be in the moment, and become a better person as well as a better player throughout it.
What advice would you give those college soccer players out there that are looking to go professionally and play, whether in the USL, or the MSL?
I would just say to get your name out there, get exposure. So for me, that looked like playing in the summer with West Virginia and Charlotte Eagles, and whatever that looks like for you to get in front of as much coaches as you can.
What advice would you give those players that are transitioning from playing international soccer to coming to the US to play?
Um, the U.S. is a different style of game. It's really physical. It's really demanding on the body. So I would just say be in the best shape as you can and be ready to adapt to the style of play because it's different than other places, just like other countries are different to us. So I think being coachable and being ready to adapt to what the coach wants from you is huge.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
My Instagram is just at Clay Dimick, ClayDimick, and then my Twitter is at Clay Dimick6. But that's about it. I don't do any other social medias. I'm old school.
Thank you again, Clay Dimick, for your interview, and best luck in your future with the Charlotte Independence.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Brandon.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Clay Dimick, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thanks.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.